Welcome to this landmark 100th episode of the Dynamis Podcast. We're going to celebrate the accomplishment of 100 episodes by breaking down the powerful tool of visualization and why you should start practicing and mentally preparing for success long before it ever arrives. Today, we dive deep into a strategy that not only changed the course of college basketball, but also taught us a profound lesson in visualization and success. Today, we are talking about cutting down the nets, a common practice of the late, great Jim Valvano and his national championship basketball team. I'm your host, Tim Gurule, and this podcast is about giving you the strategies and mindset to escape the rat race and earn financial and philosophical freedom. The freedom to fight for your beliefs. I'm building passive income to purchase my autonomy. I will never compromise my values for a paycheck, and this show highlights the losses, the wins, and the many lessons learned along the journey. As David Geffen says, we are each the figment of our own imagination, and some people have a greater ability to imagine than others. If you want to remove your limiting beliefs, unlock a fruitful life, and truly become free, let's get to the next level together. I recently watched a documentary on the 1983 North Carolina State Wolfpack, led by the late, that completely blew me away with the sheer amount of belief and determination that his team displayed. Their story of success is incredible. But it wasn't the championship result that truly moved me. It was how they prepared for their moment of success years in advance that I sat and contemplated for weeks after watching their story. In 1983, the North Carolina State Wolfpack, led by Valvano, entered the NCAA tournament as a 6th seed, which didn't promise an easy path to victory. Through a series of nail-biting finishes and last-second victories, they made an incredible run to the finals. Their victory over Houston in the championship game, which was sealed by a buzzer-beating dunk, is still one of the most memorable moments in college basketball history. This victory was not just a testament to their skill, but to their belief in the vision that Valvano had instilled in them from those practice sessions of cutting down the nets. Jim Valvano introduced his team to the practice of cutting down the nets during their practice sessions. This was a physical act of visualizing their success, which is a powerful psychological tool known as mental imagery. Psychologists suggest that imagining success can enhance motivation, increase confidence, and improve performance by programming the mind to achieve the desired outcomes. I want you to imagine an empty basketball arena occupied by a team that nobody watches or notices. And in that arena, as hard work is being put in day after day, the only one who believes that that team can win is a single coach and his will to bring it into existence. At the end of every practice, every day, he gathers his team that nobody believes in, including themselves, and he makes them practice a full-blown championship celebration. They get out the ladders. Each player, one by one, climbs up the rungs and takes a turn cutting the fabric off the net of the rim. They rally around each other, they cheer, they celebrate. What's interesting is that at first, the players admit that they feel stupid doing it. But the more they practice, the more normal it becomes. And before long, at the end of each practice, all of them have bought in. They're cheering, celebrating, and cutting down the net as if their championship day has arrived. Heading into the tournament, the odds stacked against the 6th seed team were insurmountable. But slowly and surely, something incredible began to happen. They started to believe. And as the belief kicked in, they started to win. Once they started winning, the players all attest that the natural progression became to cut down the net as a reward and culmination of their efforts. They had done it so many times that it felt as if they were supposed to be there. It was a natural for them. They had visualized and prepared for it, and now it was here. The more they won, the more natural it became. As if on cue, their mental discipline took over, and the physical act of all those practices of cutting down the nets began to manifest in their gameplay. Only a team that practiced winning could have overcome the odds they did to achieve the unimaginable. In their game against Pepperdine, North Carolina State was down by 6 points with less than a minute left in the game. They managed to tie the game and eventually won in double overtime. They cut down the nets. Playing a stacked and feared UNLV, they overcame a 12-point deficit to win by a single point. They cut down the nets. Against Virginia, in the Elite Eight, they faced a Virginia team that had beaten them twice during the season. North Carolina State won by a point in another comeback effort. They cut down the nets. And in the championship game against Houston, They were trailing by as many as 7 points in the first half and managed to stay close, eventually winning the game on the famous last-second dunk. After the buzzer and the cries of elation and celebration subsided, a ladder was brought out onto the court, and one by one, they climbed up and cut down their championship-winning net, just as they had visioned in practice countless times before. Times when nobody believed, when nobody watched, and when nobody cared. The moment they had prepared for had finally arrived. Success met them where their preparation intersected the opportunity. Today, the tradition of cutting down nets is seen in basketball arenas across the country as a testament to the lasting impact of Valvano's philosophy. Coach V was not just about winning games, but about winning in life. His famous SB speech, encapsulating his outlook with "Don't give up, don't ever give up," continues to inspire millions. I implement the "don't ever give up" mindset in my own family, all the way down to our kids playing games. As silly as it sounds, I get on my son if I notice his effort decreases playing pickleball and I have a large lead. I repeatedly remind him, don't ever give up. Play as if every point is the game-winning point. You can always come back from behind. Never give up. It sounds excessive, but it's not about pickleball. It's about building a championship mindset. The biggest predictor of success is grit, not ability. Can you overcome adversity and maintain your mental discipline? If the answer is yes, I'm willing to bet on your success. Success is about iteration and longevity. Success is truly an evolving journey, not a destination. So as you approach the finish line of your goal, celebrate the accomplishment, but realize there's much more work to do on the road of becoming truly elite. When I started the first episode of this podcast, I couldn't imagine crossing the 100 episode mark. This podcast started on a whim without much of a plan, other than providing a roadmap for others to become financially free and earn their own autonomy. I committed to consistency, access to high-level conversations, and extreme vulnerability. This show has come so far from that first episode. We've optimized the quality of the show, integrated a text line, offered investing opportunity on our deals list, started an in-person meetup, created a newsletter. We have participated in investment opportunities together and much, much more on our journey to freedom. And we're just getting started. I have all new branding and show design coming out, new deal opportunity, and a couple surprises up my sleeve. This show and our community is only going to get better. We're building a collective tribe that is going to do huge things together as we all get to the next level. I can't wait to show you what is on the horizon for the Dynamis Podcast and all the opportunities that lay ahead for all of us that participate. To those of you who started listening from the beginning, and to all of those of you who have recently joined or are yet to come along, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Together, we will do things on a scale that is impossible to imagine the full scope or accomplish on our own. My commitment to you is that this is just going to continue to get better. At 100 episodes, I say to myself, wow, 100 episodes. Great job. Now do it again, but better. And at 200 or 300 or 1,000 episodes, I'll celebrate the win and say to myself, great job. Now do it again, but better. Whether you're an athlete, an entrepreneur, or anyone striving to achieve a goal, the story of Jimmy V and his team is a powerful reminder of how preparing for success can sometimes be as simple as envisioning it. As we wrap up today's episode, think about your own nets. What are the victories you're preparing for? Remember, success starts long before the actual achievement. It begins in our mind with the vision and the courage to chase it. So get up, grab some scissors, and start practicing cutting down your nets.